Eighth graders, this is to help you with question 4 on CR 29. It says the graph of a linear function contains the points 2, 11 and negative 1, 5, and some other point x, y. Which could be the other point x, y? So what I'm going to do, lots of ways to go out this problem, but I am going to find the equation of the line. And I'm going to find it in y equals mx plus b format. So the first thing I need to do in order to do that is find the slope. Slope is the m. It's the number in front of the x. So my first step is going to be to find slope. My formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I just picked the 2 points that I'm given on the line. So I was given 2, 11, and I was given negative 1, 5. I'm going to call 2, 11 x1, y1, and negative 1, 5 x2, y2. So I'm going to go ahead and find the slope. So in my slope formula, I have to do y2 minus y1. So y2 minus y1. So I go to y2. y2 is 5. Then I have to subtract off, based on the formula, whatever y1 is. y1 is 11 over x2 minus x1. So I find my x2. My x2 is negative 1. The formula then says I have to subtract my x1. My x1 is 2. 5 minus 11 is negative 6. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. I just subtract the numbers in the numerator, the numbers in the denominator. Now this means negative 6 divided by negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I've now found my slope to be 2. The second step in this process, I have to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the number that would just be added at the end of my equation. That's intercept. That's ugly intercept, but it's intercept. So again, I have my y equals mx plus b. I know my m is 2. I have values for x, y. I just pick one of these points, 2, 11. I can use that as my x, y value, and I can find b. I'm looking for b, so I need to find b. So y is 11 equals m is 2 from up here times the x value also happens to be 2 plus b. So that's 11 equals 2 times 2 is 4 plus b. If I'm solving for b, trying to find the y-intercept, I have to move the 4 to the other side of the equal sign. So I'll subtract 4 on the right-hand side of my equal sign, which means I need to subtract 4 on the left-hand side. I've now found that 7 equals b. So my y-intercept is 7. So now I have my equation of my line. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals, m is 2, 2x plus my y-intercept is 7. When I write the actual equation of the line, I keep my y, I keep my x, I plug in my slope and my y-intercept. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test a couple of points here. I'm just going to test, I'm going to tell you point A doesn't have a shot, because if 2, 11 is on, negative 2, 11 wouldn't be linear. Like as I look, if I went over 2 up 11 and then over left 2 up 11, that wouldn't be linear. So let me just try B and D. So now I'm going to test B. So I'm going to test 2, 5 to see if it lies on this line. So y equals 2x plus 7. In place of x, I'll put a 2. In place of y, I'll substitute a 5. So then I'm checking it. 5 equals 2 times 2. 2 is my slope. 2 happens to be the x value I'm plugging in, plus 7. Oh, 2, 11. 2, 5 wouldn't work because then 2 would try to go to both 11 and 5. So I also know that's not possible. Oh well, but I'm halfway through the check. Let me just keep going. So 5 equals 4 plus 7. 5 equals 11. Oh, that's not a point on the line. So now let me test D. So let's test D. D is positive 1, positive 9. So I have y equals mx plus b. Sorry, this is my x, this is my y. I know my m. Sorry about that. M is 2. I'm testing it on the line that I actually found. And B is 7. Okay. So in place of y, I'll plug a 9 equals 2 times, in place of x, I'll plug a 1 plus 7. Yay! 9 equals 2 times 1 is 2 plus 7. 9 equals 9. Yay! That's the point on my line. Something else you could have done is you could have graphed it. I'm going to sketch a graph. It's going to be an ugly sketch, but I'm going to sketch a graph. So negative 1 up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 1 up 5. Positive 1, 2 up 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that would be my point 2, 11. This over here would be my point negative 1, 5. And I'll tell you, 1, 9 will fall right in line there. It will. If I tried to draw a nice straight line, 1, 9 totally fits into that straight line. So you could also graph it. There's got to be a graph. When you're taking your state test, there must be a graph somewhere that you can use. And you can plot the points. That's another way to see if it lies on the same straight line. Or you go through all this process. Hope that helps.